Ever wondered how to make those crispy and flaky samosa wraps that melt in your mouth? In this video, I'll be sharing my top tips on 2 simple methods for making the perfect samosa wraps from scratch. You'll be hooked from the first bite. So first, I started by making my flavorful samosa filling. In a pan, I added some oil, then I went in with some onions, then my spices of choice. I use the spices I love, and you can go ahead and add any spices of your choice. Then I went in with some bell peppers, some spring onions, and coriander. It came out yummy and packed with flavor. Now, onto the wraps. For the first method, I made a simple dough by mixing flour, salt, and water in a bowl. Once it came together, I kneaded it until smooth and let it rest for about 15 minutes. It's important for you to allow the dough relax, after which it becomes stretchy. After that, I divided them into small portions, roll them into balls, and flatten each into thin circles. Afterwards, I put all the thin circles aside. I kept everything carefully aside, and I went ahead to get my oil ready and my brush. Now, here's a little trick. I make sure I carefully brushed each circle with oil and sprinkled some flour on top to make sure they don't stick together when separating later. Then I stacked them up in trees and rolled them out again into a single thin layer. Please make sure to be generous with your oil so that when separating them in the pan, it doesn't get stuck together, or it doesn't tear apart. Now they are both ready, and next is cooking them. So I placed the stack in a slightly hot pan on low heat, and I kept rotating in a circular motion. When I noticed little bubbles forming, I knew it was ready to separate, so I removed them gently. You can see how it looks, right? It was really satisfying. Make sure to keep them in a kitchen towel, well covered, so they don't dry up. So now that my wraps are ready, I went ahead to cut into my desired shape. You can cut it into strips, you can cut it into triangles, like a cutter of a circle. You can cut it into any shape you desire that is easy for you to wrap your samosas. You can as well use these wraps to make spring rolls if you so desire. So now that it's ready, I went ahead to add my filling to it, and I don't know how I'm going to explain this, but all the trick I can just tell you about this is making sure that you take the triangles to the edge. Just pick it up and just take it to the edge, the other side of the rectangle. So that's just how it is. I think with practice, you are going to perfect it. Just try. You can get a paper. You can practice with the paper. And as much as you practice, you get it perfect. So just make sure you seal them perfectly so they don't tear open in the oil. And go ahead to add the paste to secure it, which is flour and water. Use it to secure the edges or the ends of your samosas so that they stay intact, and you're good to go. After wrapping everything up, then it came the fun part, which is frying everything up. Then I put in oil in my pan, and when it was hot enough, I placed each and every one there, making sure they don't cluster around. I have enough room for them to turn in the oil. I fry them to golden brown and crispy, and voila, they are ready. Look at that. It was so crispy and very delicious. Trust me, we finished everything in no time. Now for the second method. This one is super simple. You don't need to knead anything. So in a bowl, I added flour and salt and mixed everything together. Give that a good mix and went in with some water. I mixed that till it was super thick. Then I allowed it to rest for about to 5 minutes ish, and I placed my pan on low heat, and when it was a bit hot, I started rubbing in the paste with my hands. And trust me, this doesn't hurt. It's not something that would burn your fingers. The heat is not strong enough to burn your fingers. You're just going to use your palm to the pop of your palm to rub it all on the frying pan, and you're good to go. Then allow it to cook for some time, and it's ready. You can see. So I stacked I think I got about 3. Then I stacked them up and gave that a good cut. And I love to just cut my samosas like this. I find it easy to wrap it this way. And that was what I did. I wrapped everything up. Just the same method with the first one I used in wrapping the first one. And that was it. I secured it with the flour paste. So I sealed each and every one of them tightly, and I fried in hot oil until it was all golden brown, and they all tasted amazing. You need to try them. Both methods give slightly different results. So tell me, which one do you think you would prefer? Let me know in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it.